I didn't realize it when I was creating this line that my video ran out, but all I did is I went to the end of the line here and then drew some vertical lines and put these nice dark arrowheads on the end. Okay, and that completes the cutting plane or viewing plane line. Okay, and next we'll go to the short break line. Now the short break line, we actually won't use a straight edge. It's just a broken line. It according to your text, it terminates a view. Okay, to conserve space. It's space on your paper. Okay, sometimes there's no need to show beyond a certain edge, so they'll actually just show a short break line, and they're also used for broken out sections. Um, so what I'll do is I'll just hand draw this kind of a squiggly line, and it's drawn thick. Again, you probably want to keep an eye on the end point where you're going. Um, Press down kind of hard. Okay, so it's an intentionally jagged line. Okay, the next thing is long break line. Um, Sometimes you'll have like a really long part and it's the same all the way across, so there's no reason to show the part in the middle, so you'll actually show a long break line cutting the object where it doesn't need to be shown. Now the long break line kind of reminds me of a EKG machine, you know, with the heartbeat on the monitor. The long dashes um, should be between 19 and 38 millimeters, and you have this little kind of like a, I don't know, lightning bolt shape, we'll call it, in the middle. Okay, and those can continue on. We'll actually only show one. We'll have a long dash, and then we'll have our little lightning bolt symbol, and then we'll continue to the end. But again, you could continue. The little lightning bolt thing could repeat, okay, because the long dash should be between 19 and 38 millimeters. But if you'll remember, our distance across is 60, so that'll leave us room for only one. Okay, and this is drawn thin. Okay, so I'm going to get my sharp pencil. I think I'm just going to, this is my midpoint. I think I'm just going to draw this from like the 25 mark over and the 35 mark over. And then our little lightning bolt symbol is actually drawn freehand. Okay, so we'll go down, then up, and then back down. Okay, and I wish I knew a better word to call that other than lightning bolt symbol. But anyway, so that's actually a little bit wider than you'd like to see it, maybe a little more compressed, but this is fine. And then we have a phantom line. That's our next one. Phantom lines are also drawn thin, and they're similar to similar measurements to what we did earlier with was it the center line? Yeah, the center line. The long dash is 19 to 38 millimeters, and then you have two short dashes. The two short dashes should be about 3 millimeters, and the gap in between all the dashes should be about 2. So that's similar to the center line, except instead of one short dash, you get two. So again, I'm going to work from the inside out so I can get my two dashes in the middle. So the gap in the middle should be 2. So I'm going to go 1 to the left of my bend point, and I'm going to make my dash 3 millimeters. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the right. I'm going to go 1 to the right, and then, oh no, and of course I don't have another sharp pencil. Press down a little too hard. I'm going to draw this 3 millimeters. So I have one gap in the middle. It's actually a gap width of 2. I don't know why I said 1. And then I'm going to skip over 2 millimeters and draw this back to the beginning. I'm going to skip over 2 millimeters and draw this to the end. And I've got a little thing there for my broken pencil. Okay, so that's what a phantom line looks like. It's long, gap, short, and then long. Okay, And so a phantom line shows the outline of an adjacent part. It also shows an alternate position. If you'll reference your text, you can see that, you know, if a part like a hinge or something, you have a pin and the object can hinge around the pin, the phantom line is used to show the potential positions of the end of the object. And finally, a chain line. And a chain line is used to show something that gets special treatment. It's drawn thick, which is good because that's all I have left is a thick pencil. But it's a long, short, long, short, long. But the measurements are different than a center line, and also, like I said, it's drawn thick, whereas the center line is drawn thin. So the long length should be between 19 and 38 millimeters, and then the gap between should be approximately 2. Now the short dash in this case should also be about it's 1.6 millimeters, but it should be the same as the gap. Okay, whereas the center line was a little bit different. The short dash on the center line was almost twice as long as the gap. So we're going to draw that now. So our line in the middle should be dark and about 2 millimeters long. We're going to skip 2 on each side, and I'm going to draw this 19. Well, I'll just see, that's a problem. Okay, try that again. I'll just draw it all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so you can see the difference between the center line. Even though they look similar, this is drawn thick, that's drawn thin. The gap in the middle, or the short dash in the middle, is half the length of the one for the center line. Okay, so that's how you draw the alphabet of lines by hand, and I think this is a good learning exercise. You'll pay more attention maybe when you're placing line types in AutoCAD. So that concludes this video.